Hey guys, first of all, I want to start off by apologizing for my Sunday upload. I know I wasn't able to upload, but if you're a mother or if you are around children, you know that sometimes they do get sick, and I had to tend to my sick son. He had a high fever, and I had no videos to edit and upload, and then on top of that, I was in the emergency room with my son, and it was just a lot of stress. And by the time I got home, I had other stuff to do, so I really did not have any time to film. Today is Tuesday, and I'm going to be uploading this video tomorrow. We'll see how good that comes out. But I want to talk about my favorite drugstore videos. I haven't dabbled too much into the drugstore brush world, which I want to, which is the reason why I'm making this video. You know, I want to share some of my favorites with you guys, and then I want you guys to comment down below your favorites so I can go out and search. So these are my favorite drugstore brushes because I use them on the regular. I choose these brushes over my higher end brushes. I reach for these brushes before I reach for other brushes. Now, please don't feel disgusted because they are dirty. I used them today, right? So my favorite brush to apply foundation with is my e.l.f. powder brush, and I like it so much that I had 3, but I now have 2, because if you own this brush, you know it's amazing. It blends out foundation beautifully, especially if I don't want to use my beauty blender, because sometimes using my beauty blender I can spend a little bit more time on my foundation. With this, it's just like done. And it is just basically a flat top kabuki brush, and I like these brushes. First of all, they look good. They're all black. Pretty. I love it. I like the fact that it's all black. It's super soft. It's dense, so it's going to blend out pretty well. Even when I am using my beauty blender, if you check out my drugstore foundation routine down below, you'll notice that I constantly reached for this brush to blend out harsh edges. So whenever I did my contour, I would go in and blend that out. Whenever I did my highlight, I would go in and blend it out. I love this brush for foundation and blending my highlight and contour. It is amazing. You will have a flawless finish, okay? Only thing I don't like about the brush is because of how dense it is harder to wash. So when you get deep down there, it can loosen up the glue and you'll have some kind of like shedding. My next top e.l.f. brush is extremely dirty because I used this today. If you see my eyebrow routine, everything, by the way, everything I mentioned, all videos will be linked down below for you guys to check out if you're interested. But this is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. When I first did my first foundation routine, which is no longer up here anymore, this was the brush that I used to blend out my concealer. This was what I used before I had the beauty blender. Now that I've used the beauty blender, this is not a brush that I would gravitate to use for under eye concealer, but this is the brush that I would gravitate to kind of blend out those concealer lines around the brows. Not only do I like it to blend out my highlights around my brows, I like it for applying my, well, not applying, for blending out my concealer. If I put concealer on my lid for eyeshadow application if I put my MAC paint pot to blend that out. Now, if this brush is dirty, I'm gonna go and use this brush. Now, it's not as easy to blend out around the brows because of how like easy give this has, so sometimes it gets a little too close to the brows and messes them up a little bit. I use the bottom part to blend out, so I'll go like this and then flip it and then blend it out that way. This is amazing for blending out concealer on the lid, blending out MAC paint pot, so you do that, it's really good. So this is the angled contour brush, so it's mainly to contour the eyes, but I don't use this as an eyeshadow brush. I use this to blend out products. This one I believe is $5. This is the e.l.f. Flat Eyeliner brush. I don't use this for eyeliner. I use this to carve out my brows. I do need a new one because it's frayed. I don't know if you guys can see, but it is a little frayed, so I do need a new one. But this has been rocking with me for years, and I've never had an issue. Even with it frayed right now, it still gives me a clean line above and below my brows. So this is one of my favorite brushes to just, you know, clean out or even like spot conceal, like this brush. Bae. This one is the e.l.f. Small Tapered brush. It is small enough to get into that hollows of the cheeks and just blend out. It is amazing for powder contouring. And then you have like, it's tapered, so you have the point right here, but then you have the surrounded points, right, like surrounded areas, so it kind of flares everything out and blends. Now my last two brushes are more on the higher priced drugstore side. The reason why I say it is because the brand is a drugstore brand. They sell drugstore brushes, so that is their specialty. When they came out with this line was more of the luxurious, higher end side of this drugstore brush company. And the brushes that I'm talking about is Real Techniques. Now, I've never tried the original, the first sets of Real Technique brushes, but I mainly bought these because of the colors and the styles. They were just really fancy looking. This is the flat contour brush, and this retails for $21. So yes, it's still drugstore, but it's a little bit on the higher end. I mean, it's a lot on the higher end side. And this brush is so good for cream contouring. I just put my cream contour down, take this, and then push the product upwards. Ooh, yes, blends like a dream. Very, very dense brush with little give. You know, it's very fancy looking, so that's what really brought me to this. So if you want something that's a little bit more luxurious looking but still drugstore, may not be so much drugstore prices, definitely try the Real Technique bold metal brushes. And this is brush number 301 flat contour brush. This is the arched powder brush, and this is also $21, and it's just a nice fluffy powder brush. Now, this is not a brush that I use to powder with. This is a brush that I mainly use to apply blush. But this brush is super soft, super fluffy, nice little blend on blush, and it's very pretty and nice on the eyes to look at. Amazing brushes from Real Technique, which is the reason why I want to try their original line, because I've heard so much good things about them. So we'll see where this new journey of finding drugstore brushes. So maybe in a couple months months, maybe next year, I'll have a new video on favorite drugstore brushes, and I'll have a little bit more to talk about. But for now, that's all I have, and these are my brushes that I use on a regular. I love them. But that is the end of my video, so I definitely hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you was able to find some brushes that you might be interested in purchasing for the future. And definitely let me know your suggestions, your favorite brushes from the drugstore. I will see you in my next video. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to rate and comment and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye, lovelies.